So, what does effective early reading tutoring actually focus on during those first school years?
It focuses on a kid's ability to figure it out for themselves, obviously with the support, hence the tutoring. But the kids are now working on, how do I sound this out? What does this letter sound like? How does this letter and this letter mesh together? It even focuses on attention because so many kids are now struggling with these literacy skills that now they're having to emphasize attention to the literacy skills. And so as the kids are learning, a tutor or an educator, whomever may be supporting the kiddo, is now focusing on, what does this word sound like? Okay, how does this word sound all together? What are these sounds? And it's just really going over the basic English principles. And in the meta analysis, there's not a whole bunch of research about like Spanish learning or other languages. It is really focused on English, but it shows that even if you have an English to Spanish combo support, it's showing that if you are focusing on words and what they mean and how to utilize them, and then how to start forming sentences correctly with them, that these kids are able to comprehend and express themselves so much better.
Absolutely. I think that's why it's so pivotal that we allow them the opportunities to get early intervention, to get these supports, to get these academic, any sort of support or tutoring in before they get up to higher grade levels, especially if they're struggling or they're not mastering them.
Yes, absolutely.
So, with that being said, what reading challenges tend to look different by second and third grade compared to kindergarten?
Now, when you're looking at second and third grade and comparing it to kindergarten, there's a lot of similarities, but there is a lot of differences. You can start to see intellectual disabilities start to come out, whether it be dyslexia and deficit. So those are a big component and is really important. Learning styles start to come into play. Learn in a classroom, you kind of only learn one way, and it's usually auditory or visual, and you don't have that combination. And so now the kids that are kinesthetic learners or hands-on, I should say, are now don't know how to learn because it's not being catered to them, because in a classroom, there's only so much you can do. You can't cater to every kid as much as you would like to. And so as you see those intellectual disabilities, you also see the kids who now don't know how to spell. They don't know how to sound out to spell, and they can't form those sentences. And so while it was a learning thing in kindergarten, by second and third grade, those are expectations. You should be able to look at the board and be like, that says cat, that says hat, that says sat. And you should be able to start learning that those words or they sound the same, and that they have all these different things. And now kids are learning what phonetics are learning all these different things because they don't have that foundation. For second and third now, they are no longer able to comprehend and keep up with the class. And there we go again, now they're falling more and more behind.